Goose, gas, gamers, goners, and gooners. Hopefully that intro wasn't too loud and nasally for you gamers, but this is episode 71 of the Overkill Podcast. I am Iron Matter Frankie, and I'm here with...
Kirby DK10, baby.
Yes, and I am playing Nikke while we're yapping, so you're welcome. I guess we can just get right into it. I mean, shit. I think we've talked about this a few times by now, but do we want to do Elden Ring Night Rain here? Let's see.
Yeah. So I went, while I was at work this week, I didn't get to watch too much about Elden Ring Night Rain, but it is it's not a DLC, it's a standalone game. I think we've maybe talked about it once on the podcast whenever it was first announced. I think
we did
via like one of the either PlayStation or some other showcase showed it off first, and I was kind of perplexed because the reviews on Steam are actually mixed. It says about 68% of the people actually think the game is positive.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Steam. If you don't know how Steam works, you can either rate it a game negative or you can rate it positive. You can't do neutral or like 10 out. You can't do a 1 to 10 scale. So I'm wondering what the reviews are for this game. I haven't seen too much on it, but to me, I mean, it looks like an Elden Ring game or a Souls game, and I'm surprised because normally whenever I'm guessing it's just because of the success of Elden Ring, because normally they've only had the Souls game as their ones that they do sequels for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this time it seems like Elden Ring was their one that is the best ever. Sold the most, done the best. People love it. So I can't say it's shocking that there is more DLC for it. And each DLC is like its own game. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It is kind of interesting, this new path they've taken of DLC instead of new games. And this is one of the few games that actually got a sequel, unlike Bloodborne or Sekiro.
Yeah, I was just wondering why people are dogpiling on it.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything bad. I mean, it's Elden Ring. Do you even own Elden Ring?
Nah, I don't even have the original game. I haven't even touched Elden Ring. So I know
that's disgusting, bro. And I still talk to you.
Hey, you haven't played much of it, bro.
I have not. No, I got through the first boss and then stopped because it took me 2 hours because I found the side dungeon, and then the side dungeon took some time, and then I went and did the boss that's on the bridge, and then by the time that was done, I was fighting eagles and down this pathway, and then of course our friend called me and was like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" In the middle of my gaming session, like always happens. I can never play a fucking game around here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To be honest, if I did buy Elden Ring, I would get to the first boss, beat the first boss, and then quit, save the game, and never come back. So,
I mean, that's what I did. So
that's what happens with I've tried a Dark Souls 3, and that's what happened with that one, because the first boss was... Well, I got past, the tutorial area boss, and sorry if you can hear barking, and,
fucking dog.
Bro. Anyways, yeah, I beat the first, tutorial boss, and then I beat the second, I guess, you know what I mean? I have, that tutorial area in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, I beat, the second one, so... Yeah. I've never liked I'm not a big fan of, a game being difficult, and that's like the whole point of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I am. It's one of the reasons I liked Isaac. It's just the issue is that I'm not very good at gaming at all, and so whenever I play a game that's really difficult, it takes me a lot longer than it would most people. But like once I get good at it, like I'm set. Like Binding of Isaac or a game like that. Like once I'm good, I don't need anything else. It just takes a long time to get there. So like I guess if I ever really wanted to get good at like a Souls game, I guess I'd finally beat Elden Ring and call it a day. And then I could just play it over and over again. Well, our next story comes to us about Platonic. For those of you that don't know, Platonic are the devs of Yooka-Laylee. The old school platformer remake of a rare title, or not a remake, but a kind of imagining a spiritual sequel, if you will, to Banjo-Kazooie. And it looks like they're firing about a dozen staff this week. And on May 30th, they made a statement on Twitter. They, put out a heartfelt thanks, and, they let them go. So I assume they are running lower on money, and they don't seem to have, any newer games coming out that are doing really well. Sea of Thieves and Yooka-Laylee were kind of their big hits. And that's been it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they haven't. I didn't even know Sea of Thieves was theirs, but I think one thing that for me would have helped them more is the fact that instead of like remastering the original game, which sure did come out like 10 years ago, they should have just made a sequel to it.
Yeah, I was always shocked that they remastered it. I mean, holy crap, and it has been 10 years. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Just make a sequel, because the old one didn't look bad. Like, the old one didn't look terrible.
Yeah, and it was like, I remember whenever it first came out, the game did get like dogpiled. And then they came out with a couple updates. And I do think the game is solid now. But they I don't know, just the fact that they were like, let's remake it instead of making a sequel. I felt like a sequel would have just been smarter. And also, like, if you're that big of a fan of Yooka-Laylee that you're gonna buy it a second time, you've probably already, by this point, you've probably like replayed the game a couple times.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know what they were doing. Yeah, the Yooka-Replaylee is what they're calling it.
Yes. To be fair, it does look like it definitely has like maybe ray tracing. I don't know. Looks like it has some more like newer features that have come out since the original game.
I mean, that's cool, but like I don't know how many people replayed Yooka-Laylee either. Like
yeah. No
offense to the team that tried to go back and make my favorite genre popular again, but I'm sorry, I don't think a lot of people played the game to begin with. Like, I don't know how. Do we know how many people bought?
I have no idea. I mean, I remember it was very much like a small niche of whenever the game first came out, it was a small niche of people who knew about it. And it was generally like the old school, like retro game reviewers were playing it.
Yeah, like I know you and I kind of got first wind of it, for sure.
But like I don't think like the Fortnite Among Us crowd would have even known about it at this time.
No.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
like if you ask the average day person.
AI is telling me in 2018, and a bunch of other sites are telling me 1 million copies in 2018. Let's see.
Again,
Some
not
sites,
bad for like the indie game.
Some sites here are guessing 400,000 in gross revenue. So I guess that means after their payments to all their employees and stuff. But let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the million copies. That's pretty good. Was it ever a $50 game, or am I misremembering that?
I don't think it ever was. I think it was like at 30 at most.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I don't think it was ever like a full price game, which helped sell it. I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to cover that. I think we've talked. A lot of these games we kind of circle back on, and end up talking about multiple times.
It debuted at $40 on everything.
Okay,
Switch,
so it's $40.
Xbox One, PS4.
Is that
PC,
considered a full price game back then? I don't think so.
No, it was $20 less than every other game. So it was more like, I think they were kind of considering it more of like a remake of those older games. So I think that's why they priced it at that.
Yeah.
Plus, like I don't think many of like the newer generation would pick up platformers if they weren't significant. You know what I mean? I feel like platformers just have less replay value, so maybe that's why they chose that. Hot take, but
hot take, dude.
Yeah. Although to be fair, I think I've replayed the most out of platformers. Like just played the game again.
Yeah, I mean,
most other games, like if it's open world, I never replay it because I know it's gonna take so long.
I think you're right. I think platformers have the most replayability. Like I have beaten. Oh gosh, why can't I remember that game? What's the one with the girl that climbs up the mountain? Oh, Celeste. I've beaten Celeste twice. I started a Hat in Time playthrough, but I realized I didn't 100% my last save, so working on that. But I think platforms are just so it's that genre. It's just so easy to come back and redo and replay.
Yeah, like my personal example would be SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. I played that game once where I collected everything, and that includes the health upgrades. But then I did a playthrough where I had 3 health points the whole time, so I didn't collect any health upgrades.
Right.
I like to replay platformers and put stipulations and challenges.
Right.
On the second playthrough. I think that's
I think it's fun that
best
way
to play them.
Yeah. And some of them have actually incorporated modifiers
or hard mode. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
Depends on what game.
This podcast started out allegedly as a Call of Duty podcast.
That's what they say, but it's very alleged.
But
I don't even know if I believe it.
I kind of wanted to cover the news of season 4. We talked about it last week. It came out this week. I haven't I don't have the game downloaded. I have MW3 downloaded. I have last year's game because it's better. It has more content.
And with the size of COD, you have
BO6. To pick. Yeah, it has more content than BO6, and in my opinion, it's more fun. But they had this new Season 4 update come out. It's changed the game quite a bit. So whenever you get into a pre-game lobby now, there's allegedly a bug. Some people are thinking it's a feature. I don't think they've come out and said anything about it, but whenever you get into a match, it doesn't show you the level the players are at before you get into the game. So you don't know if someone's master prestige or not until you get into the game. and then you can see everyone's levels. I know a lot of COD defenders are saying it's a bug. I'm telling you right now, I think it's one of those features that they added in so that way people wouldn't back out of lobbies as much.
Sure.
So, and who knows, they might never even say anything about this. They might just silent patch it. That's often what they do if a feature gets a lot of hate. So
yeah,
it's happened in the past. I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay.
Another thing I want to say is they've added in-game ads now. So while editing your class, whenever you pick a weapon, the top option that it shows you is all the bundles that weapon is included in. Which I've seen some people try to spin this as like, oh, they're trying to help you to find the bundles that you want. And I'm like, yeah, all right, buddy. All right, sure. This is on top of, whenever you load into the game, you get a gigantic date, message of the day with whatever new bundles there are. So.
Of course, dude. You can't miss a bundle. All right.
Yep.
Okay. I guess. All right. Wow. Someone in the store or someone in the comments down here is saying the store was broken and they fixed it in 5 minutes. You know if that's true? Maybe 5 minutes is an exaggeration, but
I have no idea. I wouldn't doubt it though, because if there's an issue with the store, it's crazy. It gets fixed in like a day. But if there's an issue with gameplay, it takes like a week. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if this is a hot one, but I'm ready for COD to die. So
yeah, and as well as in this in the review that I watched, he also kind of goes over, the SBMM is kind of gotten crazy with the new update, which is insane because he hasn't played in a long time. And, it still thinks that his skill level is whatever it was before he stopped playing. So, that's always fun. Other than that, though, I mean, it's your basic COD stuff. New maps, new guns. Of course, the new guns are really good. The FAMAS has become like the meta, and I can't remember, the LC10 has become like the SMG meta, so it's basically FAMAS and LC10 is the meta right now. So 2 new guns, of course, always got to be the best in the game. Yeah.
wow.
Short and sweet.
Well, that was quite a bit. Okay. Well, I do remember we covered Season 4. Have you heard any news on the new Zombies map, at least? Is that good?
No, I haven't really heard anything on the new Zombies map.
Zombies is dead. Confirmed.
I mean, bro, kind of. I think we're in that time of the year where a lot of the Zombies creators start going back and playing the older games.
Yeah, that does seem like a cycle, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's see. Bro. Yeah, I don't think anyone's even played the new.
No. Oh my. Alright.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they're just adding shit into the game to fuck with people.
Honestly, I think at this point they forced themselves into this like content model of updates every season, but it's like the problem is like that works for Fortnite because if you buy some, it's the same game every year, so if you buy something this year it always transfers, like there's no yearly cycle, right? So like in my opinion, like this whole seasonal model doesn't really work for COD if there's just going to be another one after it.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're trying to do anymore. It just seems like they've like blended the two models together, and they kind of know. I mean, I think they know that the issue with COD is they know that like with releasing a new game every year or whatever, every couple years, that you do lose like a portion of your old player base every time you release a new game. I mean, that's just part of how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, this season, zombies is just grief mode, which was a feature in Black Ops 2. Like, are we really excited about something that has been available for 12 years? You know what I mean? Like, bro.
Well, and I guess something that's kind of crazy too is like they've made so many like shit changes in my opinion. Like, I think one of the worst is like wall buys are essentially pointless now.
Right, because you just spawn in with whatever weapon you want, and you just upgrade that weapon to the fullest.
Yeah, they basically serve zero purpose. Why would you ever use a wall buy, ever? And then, you spawn in with essentially what I consider a perk. I think like or like your ultimate is like essentially, it's one of the best things that you like equip next to your gun. Like, your loadout basically just makes you unstoppable. Yeah, I don't know. I think the loadout system was a mistake. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, well, it's good to check in on the game that allegedly started it all. Yeah.
The game that we got our podcast name from.
Yeah,
so.
And then never talked about it again. Amazing. Fucking amazing. Okay. So, this is a short story. I don't really have anything else to talk about on the COD thing. I don't think you do either, right?
I think we're good.
I don't keep track of COD. I guess I should, but I just don't care. The EA, most of you probably don't even know this. EA was planning a Black Panther game. Their sub-studio, Cliffhanger Games, was planning a Black Panther game, if I can speak. They are going to be laying off a bunch of people on their mobile and central teams. They declined to comment on how many that would be. They cut 300 last month, and they are cutting more. Some guy that talked to IGN here said, these decisions are so hard. Yeah, I don't know why Black Panther was canceled. And I don't know why the studio was closed. I don't know. Do you think this has anything to do with like DEI pushback? Do you think maybe the industry is starting to take note of this? Because I can only imagine that in a Black Panther game, there's going to be a lot of bullshit for YouTubers and for people to latch onto.
I honestly, I think so, but I think this is more of like just a symptom of the gaming industry where I think it's gotten like way too big, and I think we're finally seeing it like a cutback on a lot of things. We're seeing a lot of devs get laid off. At this point, it's like almost every week, every other week. I think it could be a little bit of the DEI stuff. A lot of people are really sick of that, and especially with games like the Suicide Squad, which I think that was EA.
It was.
I think it was DC.
Yeah.
Or no, it was DC. So it was
WB.
Maybe it was Ubi. I don't know.
Oh, Ubi. Okay.
It was one of those two.
Probably.
But yeah, I think we're just seeing a big pushback on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I am seeing. So I googled it, and I'm seeing some images that were released. This game looks kind of like shite. But maybe that's from a different game. But I don't. All these articles are claiming that these images are from the actual game. It looks exactly how you'd expect it to look, and Yeah, I don't know. I also think this is a little bit of superhero fatigue. I know a lot of people are kind of tired of it, just the genre in general, mostly for movies. But I think that probably extends over to games as well.
Yeah, to be honest, this game looks like a Fortnite mod. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, doesn't
Uh,
it? Like not
I thought it
even.
was Fortnite. I thought it was the Black Panther Fortnite skin for a second. Then I'm like, wait a
Fortnite,
minute, this is the actual
Fortnite.
game.
No, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Suicide Squad was released by Warner Brothers,
Okay.
but yeah,
Well,
you
that
know,
tracks.
it's yeah. I can kind of agree with that. Like for me, I'm not big into like the superhero thing. Never really was, but I know for a lot of people, there have been a lot of movies, and it's really hard to like keep up with. Constantly
Soldier.
having to go to the theater or just keep your attention on all the stuff. Uh, Also, I don't know like how many people really care about like the timeline and all that. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I know I'm sick of it. I had a girlfriend that would drag me to every single superhero movie, um, all the way up until it was whatever the first in-game movie was with Thanos. I always get them mixed up, but yeah, I think people are tired of it. I think people are sick of it, and then I think I think we've just seen over the past few years like Suicide Squad, like you were mentioning, doing worse. Um, People overall just getting tired of like DEI stuff. I imagine too, because in the original movie of Black Panther, they did make some jokes at the expense of at like the expense of like Republicans and just I don't know. I assume there'd be a few jabs here and there in the game, and I just don't think it would do well. The whole game was probably infested with it, but yeah, that's
well, yeah, that's
that's my
probably the
theories.
whole
Yeah,
probably the whole studio.
yeah, that's my glowy autistic schizo theories on this. To be
Yeah,
honest, I
my
didn't
guy's
even know the
making
game was coming out.
my guy's making Temple OS too.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm on it right now.
Yeah, I didn't even know the game was coming out either. To be
Dude, I don't
honest.
think anyone
Well,
did.
I guess it's not anymore, right? So
Yeah, like I saw a poll. I saw a poll on like a right wing kind of like podcast, and they were all it's like it's gamers. It was side scrollers, and they had a poll that was like are you sad there was no Black Panther? Black Panther got canceled, and one of the answers was like yes. One of them was like no, and then the third one was like never heard of it. And it was like most people were like never heard of it, and then the second was like no, of course. So that kind of tells you right there. Most people didn't even know it was a thing.
yeah.
I
Well, I
think
guess
game
we'll
studios are finding out, and this will tie into my next story as well. But we shall
base.
take a break and talk
Yeah.
about Assassin's Creed.
Well, speaking of games that or media that just keeps coming out and people are burnt out of it, Assassin's Creed. So, there have been kind of, if you're into the whatever AC community, which I feel like is a lot smaller of a community than I guess people would expect it to be, because it used to be one of the most popular game series. I feel like it's fallen off over the last few years with the Ubisoft's downfall and all that, but
It has for sure.
they might there's been some rumors floating around that there would be something to do with Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Oh baby.
and some people think it's a remake. I personally hope it's a remake. I think it would be really good to get a game that an AC game that has the gameplay of Black Flag, but with some of the newer graphics of like the newer games, Shadows and Syndicate and all them. Because this was the first one that was released on I think on the like 8th generation. So the game doesn't look that great, but this story, there was a collectible figure maker on X, and they were live streaming.
Okay.
And some people were asking them about Edward, and he said, the reason we're making them is there's some new stuff coming out with Edward Kenway. And the other co-host of this Twitch stream was like, wait, have they announced that yet? And he's like, I think so. But little did they know, Ubisoft has not announced anything to do with an AC4 remake or AC4 sequel or anything of that nature. So they, I think they kind of just let the cat out of the bag early.
Nice.
So, you love to see it whenever a third party just comes out and says that something's happening. So I think this all but confirms that there is at least something coming with Black Flag. We don't know what it is yet, but I'm pretty excited for it if it is a remake. It might be one of the only Ubisoft games that I buy if, like, next year.
Wow. I am shocked that they might actually do this. I'm a little concerned that it's going to be kind of like nostalgia bait, but maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, I know a lot of people really don't like Black Flag. They, think it's, not as good as Assassin's Creed 2 or even 3 or all the other ones.
Yeah, I think it was very clearly
but
like a spin-off-y kind of thing, obviously. I don't know. It's got a 10 on 10 on OpenCritic. I don't even know what the fuck OpenCritic is, but
it was the first Assassin's Creed game to where it didn't take place in Italy or in Europe, right? I guess Assassin's Creed 3 kind of broke tradition, but I think 4 took it to another level where it was more of a pirate game that had Assassin's Creed elements in it, which, in my opinion, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
I don't care what other people say. It's a way better game than I've played a little bit of Assassin's Creed 3 and a little bit of 2, and they do not feel that great. They're old games, I feel like 4 was the first one that felt modern,
Yeah.
And not only in, the controls, but I mean, in setting as well. It obviously not modern day, but, more modern than the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely does. If you ever go back and look at some of the originals, they look, you can tell this was their first attempt at we have to change the series. People are getting a little tired of the same setting of Ezio running around the Civil War or whatever whatever war that was. And yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Shit. New Black Flag. I haven't even finished the original.
No, I haven't either, bro. The problem is it was the first open world game that I ever played.
Okay.
Which is, I know, a shocker. A lot of people would call that heresy. I know I should have played Skyrim first, I guess.
How dare you didn't.
But, unpopular take, Skyrim isn't that great. But the problem that I have with open world games, and maybe it's just a Ubisoft thing, but it always feels like the small collectibles are so important that I start going after those instead of doing the main quest.
Right. Yeah, a little bit
of
obsessive.
Then the game takes me 30 more hours than it should,
Yeah.
And that's my biggest problem with like open world games is I just do random stuff and never complete the game.
Oh man. Yeah, I agree. It's we both have that issue. I don't know. There's like just so much. Well, and a lot of it feels like bloat. Like that's also part of the problem. Like Witcher 3, there were a lot of side quests where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I fetching? Why am I going into people's houses and fetching like keys for this old lady or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, this is sick. I'm excited. You think what Assassin's Creed game have you finished?
I have finished Syndicate, which I know a lot of people.
Spicy.
Whenever I tell them it's my favorite one, they like, especially like Assassin's Creed fans, they can't understand why I like it so much. And it's again, I think it's the same reason I like Black Flag in that it was such a departure from the other games. The fact that you had two protagonists, two assassins. I thought that was definitely a unique idea, even if I don't think it was handled the best, because one of them was better at stealth and then the other was better at combat. And so basically you would always pick Evie, the female, who was better at stealth,
right,
than Jacob, right? If you could do a mission as both, you would always pick Evie. If certain missions you could only do as one, so you would have to play as that one. But Evie was obviously the better character because she's better at stealth, and the whole game's based around stealth. So, and also like what was it? Industrial London, such a cool setting.
Oh yeah,
so many cool gadgets. It felt very more steampunky.
Okay.
I don't know. I just like the aesthetics of it.
Based. Well, that's another thing too, is the theming with like the boat and then the sea shanties. Just like, can it get much better? I don't think so. I really don't.
Nah.
Yeah, pirates are fucking sick. So. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think you like them for the same reason. I haven't played through any of them, so I can't really. I don't know. I've started Black Flag and played many times. Finishing it is a different story, though.
I know it's always a game where you like you play, you get to like that first island area, and then you like stop playing. Like not where you like crash, but you get your first ship. You go to like that first town. And then you like never go
That's
further
exactly it. Yes, exactly. And then you're like, oh fuck. And then whenever you reload it, you're like, oh, I might as well start from the beginning again.
I know my biggest problem is like there's so much that happens in this story. Like I come back and I forget what happened, so I'm like, oh, I gotta replay it now.
Just watch a YouTube video, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Based. Really based.
I guess we can move on to this epic music video.
I guess we will. This is a short one. I am a little excited to cover this, only because I think it's so funny. We have a Baby No Money music video. That was filmed at Sherwood Forest Fair. That's a Ren Fair in Texas. And it had a bunch of streamers in it. Had Mizkif, had Asmon, had Emaru, had OTK, Cinna. It had all the main goobers. And that was from the one earlier this year in March-ish that was filmed.
Which we actually went to.
We did.
We went to this Ren Fair, bro.
Yeah, we actually did go.
We
were
missed
not
them,
there
though.
on the weekend that they were there.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, it's a typical Baby No Money video. Beats good, sounds good. A little degenerate like always. All to be expected from Baby No Money video. But he, at the beginning of the video, let me read this because it sounds so silly and it's going to make me watch an ad because I don't have a premium, typical, or a blocker on. Here we go. It says, at the time of recording, I was unaware of certain individuals' ethical beliefs. As a result, I've chosen to censor those whose values I do not support. Additionally, all funds generated by this video will be donated to the PCRF. And the PC...
I don't even know what that is, bro.
PCRF is the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Yeah, it was established
I shouldn't laugh.
in 1991. The whole reason that he has been censored. So first off, Baby No Money, he said multiple times in the past that Asmond's his favorite streamer ever. And so he wanted to get him in a music video, and he finally did. And he, if you actually watch Asmond, you'll know that he's like pretty center. He's not even like he's like right of Lenin. No, I'm just kidding. He's pretty center. But these leftists, they don't like anybody that's right of Lenin, or Stalin. If you're any less of a commie or a socialist than they are, you're alt right bastard. Like Asmond believes in universal health care. He believes in abortion. He believes in a bunch of stuff that would bring him over to the left, and then he believes in a bunch of stuff that brings him over to the right. Does he like Trump? Yes, he does like Trump, and he likes some of the things that Trump does. But yeah, so your typical Twitter actors, your typical blue sky actors threw big fits, or have been throwing a big fit about Asmond for a year now. So Baby No Money gave in, and he censored his face with a Murloc head.
I know, like one of the grossest monsters. Yeah, it's like one of the grossest monsters in World of Warcraft, Which I guess, I mean, he's a Warcraft streamer, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but...
Yeah, this is just a silly video, bro.
Yeah, again, like, artistically, I was like, I thought it was like a guy wearing a Murloc head, and then I kind of put two and together. I was like, oh, it's CGI, okay. Because, like, most of the video, there's a lot of, like, action,
Yeah.
It's, it's a typical music video.
Yeah, it is. It's just them dancing around real silly. And they have a few of the, like, Sherwood regulars there that they're kind of chilling with. There's a streamer here. I don't know who this is. But, yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's just so silly. And he's rightfully getting a lot of pushback on it. I don't have the like to dislike ratio on it. But he put spread love and positivity as his pinned comment. And then Asmond becoming the main character of the video and the main talking point is funny. How long before he has to censor everyone in this video? The fact that Asmond isn't even named, just individuals. Yeah, I mean, that's
crazy.
That's just crazy. I mean, that's fine. I have no issue deleting all my Baby No Money stuff. His music isn't that good to keep around. Yeah, I guess, what do you think?
That is true. I think once this decade is... Well, not even, once, in 10 years, no one's going to remember him anyways.
No
one remembers any rappers, bro. Yeah.
No, of course not. Their music is not, their music is just not, timeless like that. I mean, and that's just a fact. I mean, and the reason the music isn't timeless is because it relies on, it just relies on, the themes of the time or, the current idea. And then a lot of older music is more timeless because it always sounds good. And it never does any gimmicks or any of the sound that's super popular. So
it is also weird here that he has, Mizkif, which... I feel is a streamer that's more controversial. Yeah, there's Mizkif in the video. Bro.
No, I know, but isn't it strange?
Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I mean, he also has other streamers in here. I can see like Amaru and
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
So
Misgift's kind of a
it's
wild.
just it's yeah,
Leave
Miskiff
in.
is a weird one
If
to
you're
have in
gonna
there.
censor Asmon, but okay.
Uh, kind of crazy.
He might have done it on purpose.
He could have to like gain controversy.
I don't know. And then Asmon's response was like I don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe let me check Baby's ex real quick. He commissioned some
To be fair,
bars.
Asmund probably didn't care too much because, like, yeah, he flew out there and he was in the music video, but I don't think he got paid for it. And also, he probably just used that weekend to go around Sherwood, which is a good time.
Yes. Of course. Okay, he just posted on X. He just said spread love and positivity and then had Asmon censored. I almost think he did it for attention. I just wow.
That's crazy work, bro. Yeah. I mean,
and the
I
first
think
comment,
that's kind of about it.
the first comment, I guess I'll just say that I see is from Straub, which for those of you that don't know is Rev says Desu's wife, if you know who Rev is. And in both their profiles, just a shout out to them, in both their profiles they have a Jesus lover, Twitch partner, whatever VTuber they are. So super based. But she kind of just said like, we all have views that differ, but this does not feel loving or positive at all. And yeah, a bunch of people are just saying the same thing. And then some guy said, "This you retard," and he sent him a picture with a giant Asmondgold painted on his chest from years ago, which I think is funny that he did. But yeah, this just kind of goes back to I think people are tired of your controversy. Or people are tired of your like cancellations. There have been multiple cancellations this week or over the past few weeks, specifically that I've been keeping track of, and they are, they're getting whoever's trying to do the canceling, they're getting pushback and getting fucked. So.
Yeah, I can't get too much like into these situations for me because I personally like I don't think really cancel culture is like a thing, especially with the internet age. Like people just forget so fast. Do I think like there are some people that should legitimately be canceled? Sure, but like someone who shares a different political view, that's like someone that you shouldn't cancel, in my opinion. That is really dumb. And honestly, he doesn't even have that controversial of a view, because if his view was controversial, Trump wouldn't be president right now. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, yeah, that's just facts.
Like I could understand if he was having like a yay moment. Could understand people wanting to cancel him for that, but having like being basically a socialist and then saying like, oh yeah, I agree with Trump on this thing, like that doesn't deserve you getting canceled.
No. It's kind of wild. And I mean, he has other posts. He's kind of a woke griftery type. He has other posts about like, just like LGBT stuff where he's like standing in front of flags or something and like pretending like he gives a fuck, or just stuff like that. He has some post up today where he's like cross-dressed, almost like he's dressed up in like pink with a pink hair and his beard is pink.
Wait,
and he's wearing a dress.
Baby no money? You talking about?
Yeah. Look it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
My guy's gone
Crazy.
my guy's gone down the Twitter pipeline, as I call it. Or he's completely fucking lost it. It's like the people that go onto Truth, they lose it. The people that go onto Blue Sky, they lose it. Like, they're all fucking... There's so many dark paths that you can take of just being a fucking idiot.
Well, I don't know if this is AI, bro, but did him and Young Gravy kiss? Ayo.
Yeah, probably. I'm not surprised. Which is like fine or whatever, but he's definitely like a grifter. Like, I don't think he really believes what he claims to believe.
Baby no money is from his Twitter. Trans rights are human rights, damn it.
Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck.
This was in February of this year. So
Yeah.
yeah. You know.
Kind of cringe.
I'm just tired of like all the woke stuff. I don't care anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
I never listened to his music anyways. The only one I liked was La 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 or whatever. You know?
Yeah, his most popular one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think that's about it for this podcast.
I guess
It's been a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys stay safe.
Yeah,
It's been your
gamers.
boy, Kirby DK10. Peace.
It's been me, Meta. Peace.